by Dallas, make it hurt.
Welcome, everyone, to the second episode of Let's Talk Commercial Real Estate Investing, the Black Community Edition. Here we're talking about information regarding in-depth conversations about investing in commercial real estate in the sectors of office, retail, industrial, and a little multifamily, although I believe that most of that's covered, but I'll give my input. My name is Dominic Green. I am a commercial real estate professional, have been for a while sometime, and primary as a tenant representative. So what that entails is helping, businesses strategize and understand leasing commercial real estate spaces in those particular industries, retail, office, and industrial. And so the purpose of creating this is kind of have creating a community where we can have a discussion about investing in commercial real estate, especially from the standpoint that, I've seen, helping these companies lease these spaces and realize, who the landlords are, understanding how they're putting these deals together. And that, was kind of the process of leading me to like, okay, cool. If understanding the demand, now let's go out here and start acquiring these properties. Especially in communities that don't look like ours, that shouldn't stop us from acquiring those properties because people are building wealth off of that. They're earning cash flow off of that. They're taking care of their families and other things and desires they have for their family and themselves. So I believe that we should be out there owning these type of properties. From my experience, I see that we should be looking at certain niches, certain things that appeal to me, may not appeal to you, but I'll give you my insight and my thoughts. Wednesdays I'm gonna be having discussions about just educational stuff, some of the basics when it comes to investing, certain things to look for in these certain sectors. Fridays, we'll have a discussion just about what's going on in the current market. Now I'm in Dallas, Fort Worth, so primarily most of the stuff that I'll talk about will be regarding that. But depending on your market, some of that stuff may relate. Obviously, the laws and stuff in your particular community, in your particular state, is going to be different. Because one thing for sure is real estate is local. It's not necessarily national. And even when it's local, it can be even a very, very local, sub-local, you would say. Because there's certain things that happen in certain areas and certain neighborhoods that you have to know and be aware of. So your backyard is definitely the place I would start with. Now, I've had experience of dealing with, because I'm from Houston, I live in Dallas, I went to school in Austin, I've been to San Antonio, so I have some familiarity of those different areas that I can give insight to, and that actually is part of my process of looking to invest with or in. But yeah, primarily looking just having this community here. We're gonna discuss these particular topics, what's going on, get input, get my perspective on what's going on, what I'm seeing on the ground, what may relate to you, what you're doing, with the whole goal of basically bridging the wealth gap. One thing, like I said, for sure, is that the concept of investing in commercial real estate, although the numbers are big, it's not just one individual. It's actually a collective. It's actually a group of people or businesses that come together, joint ventures, syndications, that actually acquire these properties. So it's a team sport. It's not just an individual. Now, some people have the capacity to do it individually, But you go further together. Um, that's kind of my thought process. So creating this channel is just for us to have a conversation about investing in commercial real estate, what that looks like, the different opportunities I believe that are out there, um, some things that I agree with, disagree with, and just basically my opinion on that. And then hopefully we'll start having even further conversations as more people provide their input, suggestions, and kind of make it a collective. Looking for opportunities, which is always the big key. But how can we, especially when it comes to like syndicating, you'll realize if you're passive or you're actually the general partner. They're typically looking for a sophisticated investor, what that entails. And, being a sophisticated investor, you know, you want to understand what you're looking at, what's the opportunities, what's the red flags. Um, and, this channel, I believe, is going to be one of the resources to provide that. Now, do I know everything? Absolutely not. This commercial real estate is so far, so vast, so wide. There's no way you're going to know everything. That's part of the risk also in investing. But, do I know enough to be dangerous? Absolutely. Do I know certain things to look out for that I think are constant in the trend of everything? Absolutely. So just providing that information, being a resource, creating a community, and aiming to help us win at the end of the day. I want us to own as much commercial real estate property as possible. I know, I'm working on behind the scenes on top of what I'm doing there daily as far as being the managing partner at our company, at my company, of helping businesses lease space to actually invest in commercial real estate. That's, in my opinion, the next progression because, at the end of the day, we got to own stuff. And owning commercial real estate is a big part of that. I'm a firm believer that you own commercial real estate, you own real estate in general, you own a business, and you own assets um, to leave for your family and to use and leverage because there's only so much the individual as yourself can do um, and earning power. So there's already a model out there. Don't reinvent the wheel. Let's go out here and acquire properties and then also take some of those lessons and you can and put it into our community as well. So you have people that are looking to buy back the block, which I agree with as well, on your community, but I also believe in we should be in other communities as well, right? They do the same thing to us. They'll set up shop in our communities, you know what I mean, and do business there, take the money out. So let's go to their communities as well and own their properties, right? Own properties in their communities that are doing well, that are great investments. And then also, on the back end, we create a community and a network that allows businesses from our community to be in their community and do the exact same thing. Bring back the funds back to our community, circulate the dollar. So I think, it's not an either or. I think it's a both. I think we should build our communities as well, but also invest in great investments in their communities as well and other communities as well. So, this is just here, like I said, just to provide opportunity, uh, provide some information, provide knowledge. At the end of the day, working together to for the same common goal, and that's to build wealth, which I believe, from a foundation standpoint, starts with real estate, and then expands from there as your foundation is solid, because they're not making more of it, um, and there's opportunities always. It's always changing. Um, if you look at all the wealthiest individuals, they own some type of real estate, and mostly they're also invested in commercial real estate. Businesses have to use commercial real estate, even though you hear everything that's happening with retail and currently we'll have a discussion about office as well. Um, Everything is always changing. Nothing stays the same. That's the one consistent. But there's still opportunities there. You still have to do business somewhere, even if you're working from home. I think there's just going to be a slight modification for that. I mean, people are already working from home. Um, I think it's just going to be maybe just a little larger percentage of that. So, say for instance, maybe it was 5% of companies allowing their employees to work from home. Now maybe it's 15%. But still, at the end of the day, you still want that synergy and energy that comes from being around each other, being that, it's just different when you're on video as opposed to being in person. So I want to thank you guys for the opportunity to provide this mission. I hope you join me on the journey and we all work together. Thank you.
These my dollars make it hurt.